Of course. So, welcome to the AstroEnergy Astrology Show for December 4th, 2018. I'm going to do what I usually do, which is ask if you would go into the chat room and let me know if you can hear me. So, it appears that when I first called in, I couldn't hear you. So now, hopefully, you all can hear me because I was able to hear through the headphones when I called back in. Anyway, yeah, so that's all. Anyway, I'm in Orlando, and it is overcast and dreary and definitely similar to the mood that's been here for a couple days. Not going to kid you. So, what's going on astrologically? Today, we have Venus at 1 degree Scorpio, Moon at 10 degrees Scorpio, and Mercury at 27 degrees Scorpio retrograde. We have Jupiter at 5 Sagittarius, Sun at 12 Sagittarius, Saturn at 8 degrees Sagittarius, Pluto at 19, Sagittarius. See, I was just on a roll. Saturn at 8 Capricorn, Pluto at 19 Capricorn, and Mars at 11, joining up with Neptune at 13 Pisces. We have Uranus at 29 Aries in opposition to Venus and in conjunct to Mercury. So that's kind of a fun energy. Do you detect a little sarcasm in my tone? Probably because I've been dealing with this for the whole week. It's been very tough. And I'll tell you why it's tough, because I have a Moon and Neptune conjunct in Scorpio, and I also have a Scorpio rising. So this energy in Scorpio is particularly pointed in my chart. And let's just check to make sure people can hear. Well, if you can hear me, please let me know in the chat room, because that would be really helpful, and then I won't stumble over myself trying to find out whether or not you can hear me. But it doesn't appear anybody hears me to say that. So let me see. Yep, nobody's there. Let me just take a call real quick here. And this is why I don't use Safari. Okay, well, let's see what we have. I'm going to have to change over to another board because I don't know that anybody hears me, of course, because Blog Talk. Let's see what we can get. We'll try doing it over on a different browser again and see if that helps. Okay, let's log out of that one. Page and okay, I think everything's good now. I'm just going to go with it. I'm on the Chrome browser. This is the browser that always makes it difficult for you to hear me, but I was on Safari and it didn't seem that I was getting heard there either. So we're going to get off of the Safari browser, stay on this browser, and if you can, let me know in the chat room if you can hear me. I'm going to set it up on this browser. And then we will be all good. So anyway, okay, my name is Shelley Overton. I'm an astrologer in Orlando, Florida. And I want to welcome you to the December 4th AstroEnergy Astrology Show for the third attempt. Let's see if this one works. We'll cross our fingers. Mercury is still retrograde. So I'm waiting to hear anyone in the chat room. Nobody's going to the chat room to let me know if you can hear. Okay, I'm going to just play this real quick, log out, call back in. It's the only thing I know that works. So let me just, darn it. Let's try, there we go. Okay. Okay, I'm back, and hopefully you hear me without too many curse words being on there. This is Shelley Overton, and we're listening to the AstroEnergy Astrology Show on Blog Talk. Let me see if I've got something playing. I just turn that down in case I do. Anyway, yeah, today's December 4th. We still have Mercury retrograde, and yeah, you can kind of see how it's going for me. So anyway, yeah, I'm still going to say, let me know if you can hear me in the chat room. That would be really wonderful if I knew that, because I don't want to waste all this wonderful astrology information if you can't hear me. So just go on over to the chat room and say, we can hear you, and then I'll know. But let's see. Nobody's in there. Nobody's saying anything. Okay. Well, anyway, I'll assume that you can hear me because I have called in numerous times just now, and I think that it's going to be okay. So anyway, we're going to just get on with it. This is a difficult period of time astrologically, as you can probably tell. We've got Mercury at 27 Scorpio in conjunct, which is 150 degrees away from Uranus, at 29 retrograde of Aries. And just that in and of itself would be difficult, having Mercury in conjunct to Uranus, because both rule communications on some level and expression and thought. So we're having a lot of intensity coming from that energy. We've also got Mercury retrograde, which means things are not going as planned. And not only was it retrograde in Sagittarius, where Jupiter and Sun are now, but now it's in Scorpio, which is very deep, broody, emotional energy. And so we're really trying to understand how our emotions work. And the energy of Scorpio is extremely deep. It's deep in a sense that you can be depressed. You can even go as far as feeling suicidal, because that's the energy of Scorpio. It rules death and rebirth. There are situations that revolve around the ending of an emotional story or some other type of story around another person in your life or a situation. Wherever Scorpio falls in your chart, that's where you're seeing some of this intense energy. So you may feel down or low. I can tell you the weather has definitely been overcast to the point of being like a pall, which is kind of a dark energy hanging in the air, while Mercury has been back in Scorpio, and Moon went in Scorpio yesterday, I believe it was, or late the night before. Let's just look it up here. On Monday at 2:55 p.m. So we've got it until Wednesday night at 9:49 p.m., in which case I think quite a bit everything will get much better, because Mercury goes direct Thursday at 4:22 p.m. Eastern, and that means that Mercury is going to be feeling, well, he'll probably be feeling moody and broody until he gets back into Sagittarius, which is around the 15th or 16th. Let me just see here. No, I take it back. No, I was right. 13th, around the 13th. So we're going to be feeling this really intense, out of sorts energy feeling for the next couple weeks, probably. But we're going to immediately be feeling even more intense energy because the moon is here. And as the moon gets closer and closer to Mercury, it means that there are ending stories around home and family, or mothers, or feminine issues. It can be domestic energy, cooking. You know, if you have, say you cater and suddenly those jobs are drying up and you don't get as many catering jobs, you know, this is the kind of energy that would be that way in your life. You know, it's domestic, it's the end, it's something that connects to you emotionally and makes you feel sad. It's like there's a sadness going through our lives right now. And it is an ending story. You know, always the end degrees of Scorpio are a very sad, depressing time, probably because it is Scorpio and because it is the last degrees. So just know that that's going on. But it isn't the only thing that's going on. We do have an opposition of Venus in Scorpio to Uranus, and so Uranus is about autonomy and calling your own shots and being your own person. And also at the end degrees of Aries, it's about the end story around male power energy. And that's not a judgment in any shape or form. It's just like a basic fact that the male energy is culminating in this intensity right now. And it's about how we reason through things and how we take action on whatever we're involved in. And the action is based on assertive male energy. Uranus, again, is eccentric. It's independent. It doesn't want to be told what to do. So in the sign of Aries, we're going to see male energy very much not wanting to have to answer to anyone for what it's doing. That being said, Venus is a feminine energy in Scorpio, a feminine sign. So she is very much in this energy of escalating the war, because Scorpio can do that. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, so it's very much about plutonic energy, or the bomb going off, so to speak. A giant, intense retribution can be happening right now, so look for that kind of story, definitely with what's going on in the country right now. You're going to be seeing this continuing to play out in the news, the Me Too movement. When Venus was retrograding, she retrograded back into Libra. It was about that codependence and not wanting to speak up about an issue that was bothering us, a feminine stage in the realm of women and women's codependent nature, or it can be male also, but it's a receptive energy. So it means that if it's in a man's life, it is how we receive things and how we may not speak up for ourselves, more feminine, as opposed to the Uranian energy right now, which is the masculine energy. So having Mars, the ruler of Aries, in Pisces, and also joining up with Neptune, is very difficult for Aries-ruled people, because Pisces is their 12th house, and Pisces is about things that are, I can't even use my words, and that's a Pisces thing too. Pisces doesn't use words, it uses intuition. But it's about fluidity. It's about esoteric energy, that which we can't readily put our hands on and touch. So Mars, which is an aggressive, assertive energy in a Pisces energy, is now very watery, very emotional. It wants to do something, but all it seems to do is emote. But that is also, the Pisces energy is also an energy that when it's expressed, it is very connected on a deeper level. It is about that which we can't put our fingers on. And so having Uranus now retrograde, answering to a Mars that's joining up with Neptune in the 12th house of Aries, which, by the way, is the natural ruler of the zodiac. Aries is the first house, the natural first house. It means that we're frustrated. We want to express, want to act out, especially with Jupiter in Sagittarius and Sun in Sagittarius, which is a fiery, action-based energy. We can't seem to do it. We're trapped in this emotional whirlpool that we have to live in as long as Mars is in Pisces and Venus, Moon, and Mercury are in Scorpio. We have Saturn at 8 degrees Capricorn and sextile to the Moon today, which means that if we express not even express, but really utilize the structural aspects of life in the material world. So systems, organization, logic, literal thinking, everything is as it seems. That works better for the Scorpio moon today. And, Venus is just a few days away from a sextile as well to Saturn. So that can bring in the love energy and commit us to someone who has been in our lives recently. Now, Mercury at the end degrees of Scorpio is also about thought. And I want to say Jupiter recently moved through Scorpio and is now in Sagittarius. So when Jupiter was in Scorpio, up until the middle of November. Let's just look it up here real quick. Do, 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 do. Yeah, the 9th of November, 8th of November, excuse me. So until Jupiter was in Scorpio, he was also expanding a lot of this energy around codependence, around feeling powerless on some level at the end degrees of Scorpios, particularly because Pluto, the planet of change and life, like dramatic life changing events, that energy was triggered at the end degrees. It was like we were having to all change out what was going on in our world and really say goodbye to a lot of things. It was a time of suicide or death of people. I just heard yesterday that this celebrity that I follow, her nephew and brother had been in a car accident, and the nephew was like 14 years old, and they were hit by a drunken driver so hard that they both flew out of the car with seatbelts on. And the boy was killed, and the dad is in the hospital needing surgery. And so it's a pretty intense time. It's a time of deep emotion and expression of that emotion. So Mars coming up on Neptune is also, the 12th house is the ending of a cycle. It's the end of an energy that we have been feeling for a long time, actually, because Neptune takes a long time to go through a sign. So Neptune and Pisces are about feeling things that are beyond this realm. And it is a channeling energy. It comes in and we have to understand on a more physiological or visceral way through our intuition, through our knowingness, so to speak, how things should be. And it's very much an emotional energy. So having 5 planets today in water is really bringing us all to a point of deep emotional intensity. So the thing about that is it feels like we are part of everything everyone else is feeling, and that we can't necessarily shut off those emotions, that they keep coming at us from every direction. So it can be a time of wanting to hole up in our homes, especially having a trine between Moon and the Mars-Neptune conjunction, which we have right now. The Moon naturally wants to protect itself. And in Scorpio, again, the Moon rules Cancer, so that's a water sign. And when I had that hidden, the North Node is in Cancer at 27 degrees as well. So the nodes of fate are bringing about a lot of intense energy between old physical structures and where we want to go on a nurturing level. And because the nodes are retrograde, they go through the zodiac in a retrograde motion. They are newly into this energy, but moving deeper and deeper into the energy. So it's like we're revisiting this, and it is very much a time of shifting on a physical level because of the South Node at 27 Capricorn. It is the old story around old physical structures. And the North Node in Cancer wants us to move on to a new home energy, to feel a connectedness to something we're not really familiar with. The North Node tends to be where we have to learn more about a specific energy in our charts. It's highlighted wherever it is in our charts. That part of our lives is highlighted as the place where we need to learn how to get comfortable with a transformational energy. So today, say the South Node's at 27 Capricorn. It is about old structures going away. You may hear about houses being demolished that have been old, or maybe historic societies trying to save something that they just couldn't do, and now it's going away. That kind of energy can come in. And that's also a reflection, a mirror of the North Node, because we have the tangible structure around ourselves, the physical barrier that we develop in our world and that which we protect ourselves against. But yet the North Node is at that late degree Cancer, saying I'm feeling very exposed right now. And that's what Cancer is all about. It's the soft crab inside the hard shell. The shell is getting torn away. And it's in a trine to Mercury right now, or excuse me, sextile to Mercury. Oh, no, I take it back. Sorry about that. South node is sextile to Mercury, North node is trine to Mercury. So we've got this intense energy of shifting something that has sentimentally and emotionally drawn us and connected us. It is the foundation. It is the emotional balance that we've had in our world. And Mercury in Scorpio, again, Scorpio is about research. It's about personal value. It's about the mystery and the hidden coming up and being basically laid bare. So I'm thinking of a friend of mine who has Saturn at 27 degrees Scorpio, and I probably should connect and find out what's been going on, because I'm sure that that is really triggering some deep emotional issues. And this is a friend who has a lot of connectedness to people in the music industry and is always posting, this person is passed and that person is passed. And so Saturn at late Scorpio is very connected to the process of dying and rebirth. And the rebirth comes with Jupiter. So we're moving into this. I want to be encouraging to those of you in my audience who are feeling really out of sorts and don't feel really supported right now. You are going to be supported. I'm telling you this for yourselves as well as for me, because it feels a lot like that for me. It feels like jumping off a cliff with no parachute right now. And really the test is to know that the parachute is going to be there. And when is the parachute going to be there? My friend Nisa would ask me, when's it going to get better? When is the money coming, Shelley? When is it going to get better? It's going to get better when Mercury gets into Sagittarius. And that, I'll tell you, let me look that up here. I'm already into the wrong year. Let me get back to 2018. Okay, here we are. So it goes back in on the 13th. I think I mentioned that earlier too. The 13th of December, we'll have Mercury in Sagittarius. So what does that mean? That means that we will be able, first off, I guess I'm going to back up a second. On Thursday night, when Mercury goes direct, that will be more like, okay, I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to be done. This is too much emotional stress in my life. And then a week later, we'll get Mercury into Sagittarius. And what does that mean? It's time to go. It means that now we can move forward. Now we can take the action. Our thoughts are in alignment with our ability to go. So, 1 week from the direct motion, and that's Thursday, so it's about 10 days away, and we'll be able to really feel much better, much lighter, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, transformation, spirituality, and movement. It wants to move. It wants to be out in nature. It wants to be walking, so you need to do those types of things. I was out walking around the property today. I live on about 5 acres, but don't really use most of it. I only really live on the first 1 acre of it. And I actually have been trying to get outside more, even though it's foggy one day, it's overcast, it was rainy yesterday, it was sunny and 88 the day before, and now it's going to be 60, I think 63 tomorrow, 61, and slightly cloudy. So it's a little bit chaotic, but that's Mercury. Mercury is a chaotic planet, as is Uranus. They are planets that are connected to weather, to energy, and you never know what you're going to get necessarily, but you will probably get this and then it'll change and then you'll get that. It's unexpected, both planets. So you can expect the unexpected right now. And Mercury in conjunct to Uranus is also a bit of a mental power play. It is the Uranus in Aries wants excitement, wants energy, wants power, wants its emergencies. I've been seeing a lot more emergencies lately, and those of you who listen to the show regularly, I get a lot of male energy in the form of vehicles going by my house. I get motorcycles. I get SUVs, could be male or female, but very large pickup trucks. I get pretty much anything you would consider to be a male vehicle, like anything that's exciting to ride or drive and loud. I get by my house. And for a while there with Uranus and Taurus, it was calming down, but now it's kind of back full force. And I've got that little red vehicle going by every single day, sometimes twice a day now. And he uses this corner that I live on as a uh, drag strip. So I've been dealing with that, and I've gone through and this is also part of the Scorpio energy, if you're wondering kind of how it comes about in my world. I go through the emotional and mental machinations of, okay, I know, and this is just an energy. This is an energy I'm attracting. Law of attraction. Okay, so if I'm attracting this guy, then the way to not attract him is not focus on him. Okay, I'll focus on other things. And then when he goes by, I immediately get my hackles up and he just irritates me and he triggers me. So it's really difficult right now with these energies. We are being triggered. We're feeling out of control because that's Scorpio, that's Pluto, and Pluto is at 19 Capricorn. He's kind of floating off there. I don't really see a whole lot of connections for him right now. He's in between a couple different planetary degrees. So he's in between like the 13 degrees of Neptune and then the 27, 29 degrees of Uranus and Mercury. So he's kind of floating out there, not really causing too much trouble. Bless. He is in our lives, and those of you who have 19 degrees, or I've got a 17-degree sun in Virgo, it's trining that. And I will tell you, when planets trine, especially Pluto, Uranus, Neptune, Saturn, possibly Jupiter, but not always. Jupiter can, if it triggers a trine, you could feel it, but you may feel happy about it. But definitely Saturn and the others, they're going to still cause a little bit of upset in your world, even in a trine. So what they're doing is they're kind of getting you out of your comfort zone, and then they're saying, okay, you were good through that upset, and now we're going to give you a wonderful little benefit. So those of you who have earth signs that trine to Pluto, you're probably going through this major physical, tangible, either health issues or work and career issues, or let's see, money. Money is the last one, money and love. So Taurus is money and love. Virgo is also education and work. And then Capricorn is career, and then Virgo is health as well. So any of the earth signs right now dealing with that Pluto energy, that's what you're having rise to the surface, so to speak. So I just feel a little scattered today. I'm sorry. Having this blog talk issue, and Mercury retrograde is definitely triggering blog talk. It's been triggering so many websites. I have issues with AT&T. I have issues with Apple and some of the inner workings of my computer, like mail. I'm getting issues with my mail, or have had. They're going away now. I had printer issues this Mercury retrograde. So definitely you can see those. And then possibly also animals, small animals, and vehicles. So be on the lookout for those. But again, when Mercury goes direct, some of those will calm down. I will tell you, though, when Mercury changes direction in a week, or not even in a week, on Thursday, that can trigger, because Mercury rules weather, and one of the rulers of weather along with Uranus. But and to be honest, and I know I'm rambling a little bit because that's kind of the feeling I have today. Yeah, and I also have an opposition of Mars, Neptune to my natal Uranus. So you got that going on. Yay. So what's going on is weather is influenced by the elements. So earth, fire, water, and air. When you have air and fire, you see more fires, you see more windstorms, tornadoes, things like that. When you have water and earth, you can see earthquakes, you can see floods, you see storms. When you combine them in different ways, you can get blizzards, you can get storms, you get fog. So know that, yes, weather is influenced by the elements of the planetary movements, but it's also influenced by a great deal by Uranus, which rules meteorologists, in case you didn't know, and also Mercury, which is like a baby Uranus. So anyway, I hope I've explained this somewhat coherently today. Again, next week should be a little bit better for that because Mercury will be moving direct then. And so, yeah, we're just going to go to a break because I don't even know if you've heard any of this, but I assume you have because I see people in the queue. So anyway, there you go. Let's just take a quick break and we'll see you on the other side. Your problem. Why can't I hear you? You're playing, yet I don't hear you. Why? Why? And welcome back. This is Shelley Overton, and you're listening to the AstroEnergy Astrology Show on Blog Talk Radio. I did not hear any of that was just played, so I hope that you guys can hear me, and I'm going to stop saying that. I know I'm repeating myself way too much. Anyway, so I'm an astrologer in Orlando, Florida, and if you are interested in getting an astrological reading, please contact me at angeliczodiac.com or astrologerangel.com. And also, if you don't forget to look at either one of the sites, they go to the same page. Upper right corner is the Learn Astrology ebook that I put together for you over the last couple of years. I'm very excited about it. Go take a look at it. There are some little pages that you can scroll through. When you click through, you don't have to purchase it right away. You can look at it and see what it's about. But I'm pretty proud. And so please take a look at that, and we'll go to our callers. Hopefully I can hear them. Let's see who we have here. 202, are you there? Or is this just going to keep going round and round and I'm never going to hear you? Oh, no. Oh, have mercy, please. Blog Talk, what is the deal with you? Okay, I'll come back to you. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, well, now my computer is not letting me call in anyone. That's really strange. Okay, let's try this. I'm going to go over to, okay, it's not doing it. What the heck? I just get the little spinning wheel of death every time I click on anything. Hang on a second. Okay, well, we're just going to play this real quick. Let's see. How about, nope, that's not long enough. There we go. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, I'm back. This is Shelley. Let's see if we can get through. Please let me get through. 202, are you there? Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm going to get anybody. Something is being bogged down on my internet today. Nope, getting the same thing no matter what I do. Okay, well, we're going to do something different then. I don't even know how we... Come on. Let's try this. Unbelievable. Well, if you can hear me, I'm trying to answer calls and I can't. It won't let me. Even though I keep coming back, I apologize. Have mercy. So, launch the chat room again. Okay. What do you hear? I'm in the chat room and I'm talking to you, so let's just see what we hear in the chat room. And I'm not getting anyone. I can't answer any phone calls. Geez. Oh, and by the way, happy 20th anniversary to my sister. That's amazing. Plugins locked. Stop blocking them. That's what it is. It's flash. Okay, got it. Allow, 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 allow. Why will you not allow? Manage settings. Seriously. Allow sites to run flash. Why is blocking it? I'm just having you all join me on this strange and wonderful adventure. Oh, have mercy. Okay, well, I don't know why it's blocking Blog Talk because I said run plugins, so it's not running them. And no matter what I do, it's blocking them. Okay. I only have so many browsers I can use. No, Safari didn't work. Let's try Chrome again. Yay. Very patient people, by the way. Thank you so much. You're very patient. So, no. Why is this blocking them? Okay. Well, sadly, I don't think I can take any calls today because Mercury retrograde. That's pretty much why. So I'm just going to take that as a message from the universe, and thank you for having patience with me. Next week will be much better because all these issues will be worked out because I refuse to do this again. Anyway, we'll try and get it going, and I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to take any callers today. I'm not getting anything. I can't even get anybody to text in to me. So maybe I'll redo this show. So if you can hear me, if you hear my voice, there's a very good chance I will just do a call-in show to take callers' questions and things like that. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. And if you're like me, you're looking very much forward to all of this being over. Anyway, take care, and we'll see you again next week, or probably later this week.
To subscribe, please click the picture of Shelley on the right or the red button below.